The jungle of Arcani 7 pressed in on every side, dense, humid, and alive with sounds both familiar and alien. My exosuit groaned as I pushed through tangled vines, its servos whining in protest. I'd come here on a simple supply run, or so the mission brief claimed. Instead, I'd crash-landed my shuttle and found myself marooned in the territory of a species every frontier captain warned you never to cross, the Ver. The Ver were predators. Tall, scaled, with teeth that gleamed like polished knives. Most traders swore they were half-feral, organized only by instinct and blood. So, naturally, I had stumbled across one bleeding out in the mud. She lay slumped against a tree, a jagged spear lodged in her thigh. Her scales were a mottled bronze, dulled with blood. Her golden eyes flicked to me as I approached, narrowing with equal parts pain and fury. I should have walked away. Humans weren't welcome here, and the Ver weren't known for gratitude. But something in those eyes, pride warring against desperation, made me crouch beside her. "I can help," I said, knowing she couldn't understand. Her claws swiped weakly at me. A warning, but she was too far gone to stop me. I activated my medkit, the auto-suture humming as it scanned the wound. Flesh knitted, the spearhead sliding free with a wet sound. She snarled, half in pain, half in shock, but I pressed on, sealing the gash with biofoam. Minutes later, the bleeding stopped. Her chest rose and fell more evenly. I leaned back, exhausted but satisfied. "You'll live." That's when she lunged, fangs flashing. Her jaws clamped onto my forearm, sharp teeth breaking the skin. I shouted, jerking instinctively, but she didn't tear. Instead, she held there, biting just enough to draw blood. Her eyes locked with mine, blazing. Then, as quickly as she'd struck, she released me. Confused and bleeding, I staggered back. "What the hell was that?" She hissed once, then slumped into unconsciousness. I carried her to my makeshift camp. Leaving her there in the mud didn't feel right, even after the bite. She weighed more than I expected, all coiled muscle beneath scaled hide, but the exosuit managed. By nightfall, she stirred. Her gaze scanned the fire, the crude shelter, then me. When her eyes landed on the bandage wrapped around my arm, something like realization softened her features. She touched her healed leg, then looked at me. A sound rumbled in her throat, low, guttural, almost reverent. I didn't understand the words, but I understood the tone. "Thanks." The next day, they came. Dozens of Ver burst from the jungle, hunters clad in bone armor, armed with spears and claws. Their leader, a massive male with silver scales, barked something guttural. They surrounded me in an instant. I froze, hands raised. "Easy." The female I'd healed pushed herself upright, snarling at them. Her voice rang out sharp and commanding. The hunters paused. Their eyes flicked from her to me. Then the murmuring began. Words repeated, growing louder. "Drelves. Drelves." The silver-scaled leader stepped forward, glaring. He pointed at my bandaged arm where her bite marks still bled faintly. His jaw clicked in what might have been a laugh or a challenge. The female barked at him, then gestured at me. The circle of hunters closed ranks, lowering their heads. And that's when it hit me. That bite hadn't been an attack. It had been a claim. Over the following days, I learned more than I ever wanted to about bear culture. The female's name was Shira. Through gestures, drawings in the dirt, and a translator patch that half-worked, I pieced together the truth. Among her people, a bite given in the moment of blood and survival marked a bond stronger than clan or kin. To the Ver, I wasn't her savior. I was her alpha. Everywhere I went, Ver hunters followed. They offered me meat from their kills, bowed their heads when I passed, and repeated that word. Drelves. Leader. Chosen. I tried to protest. I'm not your alpha. I'm just a stranded human trying to fix his damned ship. Shira only bared her fangs in a grin. You heal. You bleed. You alpha. Hard to argue with that logic. It wasn't all ceremony. The tribe lived hard, every day a fight for survival against rival packs and the jungle itself. And now they expected me to lead them. When a rival clan attacked at dawn, I found myself standing at the front lines with nothing but a shock baton and sheer terror. The Vare roared around me, their battle cries shaking the trees. Shira fought like a whirlwind, claws flashing, her bronze scales gleaming with blood and sweat. I should have run. Instead, I charged. One rival lunged at me, spear raised. I ducked, swung the baton, and sent a crackling arc through his chest. He collapsed, twitching. The tribe erupted in a fresh roar, rallying harder. By the battle's end, the rivals fled, leaving their dead behind. The Vare gathered around me, eyes blazing with something primal. Respect. Devotion. Shira pressed a clawed hand to my chest. Drelves. And for the first time, I didn't argue. Weeks turned into months. I repaired my shuttle with the tribe's help, though every time I spoke of leaving, Shira's jaw tightened. Elira, no, not Elira, that had been another story. Cut, we must keep consistent. Correction, Elira doesn't exist in this story. Instead, the Vare kits, the children, clung to me, laughing as I showed them human tools and simple tricks with fire and rope. Hunters sought my judgment on disputes. Shira never left my side. One night, as we sat by the fire, she asked, "Why heal me?" I shrugged. "Because you needed help." She tilted her head, golden eyes narrowing. "Not your kind. Not your fight." "Why?" "Because that's what humans do," I said softly. "We help. Even when it doesn't make sense." She studied me a long time, then leaned closer. Strange human. Strong alpha. Her fangs flashed, not in threat, but in something like affection. At last, the day came when my shuttle was flight-ready. The tribe gathered as I prepared to leave. Their eyes were heavy with expectation, fear, loyalty. Shira stood at the front, arms crossed, her bite scar still visible on my arm. "You go?" she asked, voice tight. I looked at the ship, then at them. At her. Once, I'd been a stranded human just trying to survive. Now I was Drelves, their alpha, their bond, their leader. I smiled faintly. "No. I stay." The jungle roared with their cheers. Shira stepped forward, biting my forearm once more, gentler this time, sealing the choice. And so, on a world I'd never meant to visit, among a people who should have killed me, I found something I hadn't expected. Not just survival. Family. Leadership. A home. Because I'd healed one of them, and in return, they had made me their alpha.